Hello there, this is Reece Russell, and you're watching the Weekly Steelchair.
It's my life to build boxes in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me laying face down. I want Spider-Man!
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
Reece Russell.
I just come in. This is how it goes. Hello everybody, good to see you all. Yeah, it is good to see you all. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit bereaved at the fact that people are here and then just disappear. But hey ho, it's fine. But welcome everybody. It's good to see you all. I appreciate y'all being in here. We've got a lot to get through, so we can certainly make the most of it. What's up, Zodiac? I need to try and find a way to make the channel more exciting because again, if we're losing subscribers, then there's something that I'm doing wrong. That's fine. But also, we've got to iron a few things out as well, obviously, for Saturday. I know you've got your driver's test tomorrow. I told you it's the same day as my best friend, like one of my best friend's birthday. So here's the real thing. The only way you'll find out if you pass or fail is when you do your test. Don't think about passing. Don't think about failing. Just think about your test. That's what matters. You think about the end result no matter what. If you pass, fantastic. If you fail, you try again. That is the nature of it. That is the, as they would say, that's the belly of the beast. All you can do is your best. Nothing else I can say apart from that. There's nothing else I can realistically say. There's nothing else that I can suggest. Unfortunately, I can't help you. I would like to, but I can't. I can only give you the advice that I can say there. Just try, give it your best. That's all that matters. That's all you can do. That's all that matters. That Worlds Collide is tomorrow. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not watching it then, eh? I appreciate that, Roisin. You don't have to tell me either. Again, that's the circumstance being it's none of my business. If you pass, fantastic. That's what matters. What's up, James? Good to see you. Hang on, I updated that last night. Why is that switched? Are you telling me that's not updated itself? Oh, good. It has updated. Good. I know you don't mind. I'm just letting you know that you don't have to as well. That's all I'm saying. But I still appreciate, of course, that you want to. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Yep, that's fine. You know that StreamYard now actually lets you do a note section. So I actually have, you don't, like, annoyingly, you only get a maximum of 5,000 characters. And for this Dynamite show, let's see, that's ruined it. You get a 5,000 character limit for the notes tab on StreamYard. It just so happens that I have the full Dynamite review and I've done 4,998 characters. There we go. Now I've got 5,000. 5,000 characters, 876 words, all for this review. And I've even gave this show a rating. Been very fair. Good to see you, James. Match of night was Hangman Alexander. I really enjoyed it. But I've not decided yet. I thought it was excellent, though. Absolutely some real talking points indeed, James. Some definite talking points. The afterbirth. Someone's had a kid. I didn't know our female reps of the channel has had kids. Toni versus Skye Blue was excellent. It's definitely between those two. As a whole, you get different sides of wrestling, different sides of storytelling. For the enjoyment, you get a lot. But honestly, I think Ricochet versus Shelton Benjamin eclipses both. And I like all of them. But I would honestly say Benjamin versus Ricochet is the better match of the night. Here comes Catherine with her hangman hate. The match was good, Catherine. You can't deny it. Behave. You can't deny that match was great. Let me just change that. That's yeah, no, there we go. You can even put it in italics. That's because you chose not to be here. It is good to see you. I hope you're doing all right. You can come in with your Liger hate, but end of the day, why? I'm gonna tell you this now. The worst match, Catherine might finally get a smile on herself, like a vindication. The worst match for me, by a mile, was the women's tag. It's okay, Catherine. I hope you're okay, though. That's more important. I'm going to say this now. I honestly think the women's tag was the worst match on the card. And before anyone goes, oh, because it's got Mercedes Moné in it. No. It's nothing to do with that. It's plain and simple. This match, what exactly was it meant to be? There's a difference between hating women and calling out the problem. And honestly, what exactly was this tag match meant to be? This match, genuinely, you could have died, went to heaven, done a Jesus Christ, and came back to life, and that still would have been better than this tag match. And that's not an exaggeration, that's just a fact. And we're going to get to it. And like I said, I have got 4,998 character words written down for this entire fucking show. And that's the truth. Yes, you can enhance real, but this wasn't it. I'll tell you what lets it down. People are going to think I'm being horrible here because she's a larger woman, but Emi Sakura was crap. Like, seriously crap. The 10-man tag was okay because the 10-man tag actually had a variety of wrestling. Like, I like Emi Sakura, but this was the worst match I've seen her have. Yeah, her age is catching up. And she's had good matches in the past couple of years, but this one was crap. Really bad. This woman, really, she needs to pack it in. And not pack in as in her behavior. She needs to pack in as in she just needs to go. She needs to go and just coach these women. She could be a great coach. But Jesus, let it go. Put the clothes down and get into some wrestling training gear and stop getting in the ring for matches. Because eventually you're going to do what Ric Flair would love to do. You're going to end up dead in the ring. What's up, Tina? Oh, we're going to come to Buzzcut. Don't you worry. But I do want to get one quick thing off my chest, and this is regarding Saturday. I have a theory on him as well. And he replaces Wheeler Yuta. He is Wheeler Yuta's replacement. Oh, he is a replacement. Wheeler Yuta is going to get booted out, and I'll tell you another shock as well. Marina Shafir is getting booted out as well. What are the subscribe numbers looking like for the past 6 months? Well, in the past 10 months, we've actually went up by over 100, about 120 subscribers we've gained since our anniversary show last year, and we're actually very close to this year's anniversary show. So I need to prepare for that. But the viewership numbers are doing a lot better. Yes, Yuta's better in the ring, but he's not getting traction. We've still got 3 months to go until the end of the year. We could hit 500. Yeah. The thing is, though, Maria, is what you've said, I think, but this is what I have an idea on. I've got a weird take. So you say the Death Riders are going to help Stat win the women's title. You know how I said that Marina Shafir and Yuta? We won't get 600 by the end of the year. We can't make 600 in 3 months. We've lost 3 subscribers in the last couple of days, so there's no way that we can get 197 subscribers in 3 months, because we're not demanding anything, nor are we expecting anything. But you know how I said there about Statlander's a replacement for Shafir, and Daniel Garcia replaces Wheeler Yuta? I have a weird take. What's up, Rich? I think, truly, Yuta is going to help Stat. We're going to get Marina Shafir at ringside as well. And then the minute, thanks Rosa, the minute the title's won, they deck them. No worries, Roy Sheen. Good luck tomorrow. I will tell you now exactly what she did. Because I did actually have it. Hold on. It's wild. A year today, Hammerstone appeared in NXT, and since then he's been living better life. Wait, hang on. I'm very sorry to hear that. My thoughts, my prayers, my condolences are with you and your family. I'm so very sorry to hear that. For as long as you stay in this chat, or come if you want, come over to YouTube amongst the community. This is a very good community. You can certainly get some, maybe not closure, but you can certainly get a chat in here. We're all in the circumstance where we've all experienced loss. You're not alone. We're certainly here to support you. But if you want to just stick to Twitch and just dip in and out, that's more than okay with me, as long as you're all right. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate that, bud. Appreciate it. I can't actually wait, Catherine. I can't see what you're talking about. That's perfectly fine, Tina. No problem. Guys, show Tina some love in the chat. Even though she's on Twitch. Oh, right, the football club. Oh, right, it's because of, like, it's financial breaches from years ago, from their previous ownership. Standard nonsense, basically. So, I have 877 words, 5,000 characters. That includes a show rating, and it's purely my honest perspectives, of course, after watching the show, giving my own view, because that's what you can do on StreamYard now. Is you can take notes on what, like, you can take notes, etc. So I've got a full show review right here. But before we do that, I just want to ask what people thought about Dynamite. I thought this was better than last week's show. I was very harsh and critical on last week's show. I do think this week was better. And this was the right send-off to depart the 2300 arena, in my opinion. Sponsored by Pepsi Max. Zodiac's gone for a 7. Interesting. I've gone higher. Like, I've gone significantly higher. If there's one thing I don't do on this channel, by the way, I will never rate an episode or a pay-per-view. I will never rate an episode of Dynamite, an episode of Raw, an episode, literally, an episode of TNA, an episode of Ring of Honor. If I go back to SmackDown, an episode of Collision, I will, or even a pay-per-view from any company, I will never rate it a 10 out of 10. I will never rate it a 10 out of 10. So there's a clue to what I've given it. But we have a lot to get through, and before we do that, I need to bring something up. So, regarding Saturday, this is so important. Our 2K25 series that we've been doing our own little promotion. Saturday is the first pay-per-view show. Episode 10, our first pay-per-view show. 14 matches. And this is the announcement. All Out 2021 was fantastic. I would never give a show 10 out of 10 on here, but behind this stuff, obviously my own personal opinion, I would. But on here, I'm going to be very fair. It's very hard for me to give a show a 10 out of 10 for any company. But on Saturday, 14 matches, all of them will be controlled by the AI, the CPU. It'll be us watching it, commentating the lot. I will not be controlling anybody, and that includes my personal favorite. That includes Tempest in the main event world title rematch. I will not be doing it. It will be the game in full. I might go back to reviewing Collision, especially since Michael Oku versus Okada has been announced for the show for the unified title. I am seriously thinking about it. But if I do that, then if I go back to Collision, I might drop a show. I might, I don't know. But obviously for Saturday, guys, I am gonna need I do need obviously I'm gonna need your guys' support. I'm gonna need you guys to be there. Hopefully we can grow this. Here's a question. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Let me put it in the chat. They are, Tina. I'll be surprised if Paramount can afford it. You can ask that question, not a problem, Tina. My all-time favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. In the chat, folks, I have put for everybody, do you want all our shows to be controlled by the CPU? That allows me to be a commentator on the matches. That means the matches aren't fixed. Kinda. Just CPU pay-per-views. Okay, that's possible. Alright, then let's do that then. Yeah, Bret's my all-time favorite wrestler, yeah. Alright then, let's put it to a fair vote. Show of hands in the chat. Hands up emoji. Or the check mark emoji. Check emoji for all pay-per-views to be CPU and I do the TV matches. Cross emoji. Everything is done by the CPU. And I just do the commentary. And a new member of the Wolfpack. We can only get 5 members. But we could have an uprising. Looks like Zodiac and Glenn approve. James wants it, so that's all pay-per-views. Yep. Stone Cold is your GOAT. That's cool. I mean, my guy made your guy, so that works. Ashton says the same thing. Okay. For the record, just to let you know, the world title rematch. Yes, that applies to you as well, Tina. It applies to you too. Now, unfortunately, the pay-per-view, obviously, it's all on the PlayStation, so it is all on YouTube. So if you do want to watch it, you will have to be on YouTube on Saturday. But the positive for everybody, like the real positive, hold on. I think that's a good idea as well, James. So this is what I'm thinking. And I'll go with that. So everyone's voted no, basically. Yous have won that. So it's a democracy. I'll let you have it. Glenn is horny. Before Abel gets in the chat. So I am telling you now, ahead of time, the Women's Championship match. That's okay, Tina. That's okay. It basically is going to be a watch along of our own pay-per-view, of our own rosters. This is what's going to happen. The Women's World title match is going to be a steel cage. The tag team titles are going to be defended in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Both tag team matches. The men's Intercontinental title. We do have double shows to predict next week. That's correct. Don't worry about that. We're going to do that. That's next week. Don't worry. So we've got 14 matches, six championships. So the men's and women's tag team matches are both going to be 2 out of 3 falls. The women's world title is going to be a steel cage. The men's Intercontinental title is going to be a ladder match. The women's Intercontinental title is going to be an Extreme Rules. And the men's world title rematch between Leon Tempest and the Great Muta is going to be an Iron Man match. No disqualifications, no countouts. It is an ultimate Iron Man match. No rope breaks either. It's either win or lose. And it's going to be 60 minutes. So we are in for an absolute brawl on Saturday for the world title. All I got to say is, folks, are you in? What do you think? Oh, and I'll make it fair. The steel cage match is pinfall or submission only. And this is from Tina to you guys. And Maria, remember the double show next week, you've got to win. You can't get a draw. No, of course not. He's much better than that. We're much better than Wrestle Talk. This guy is better than that. I just like Tempest from a different thing. He's got no affiliation. 60-minute Ironman match could get long if there's 14 matches on the card. Yes. We are looking at potentially ahead of time a couple of grudge matches to book. We've got a casket match on the show. You're looking at maybe 4 hours. Potentially 4 hours. So all I'm going to say is, if you think AEW pay-per-views are long, then you wait and see what I've got for you stored on Saturday. I've done longer streams before, but we're going to do it. We're going to have fun. And if anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome. Lord willing. I don't remember the last time I seen a 60-minute Iron match. The last one I watched was Josh Alexander versus Speedball. Reece, this is probably the biggest compliment you've ever gotten, but you're the coolest person I ever came across on Twitch. Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot. I don't know how I can be the coolest person, but that means a lot. Catherine will disagree, though. 14 times 60-minute Ironman matches. We're not doing a 14-hour stream. Especially when I have people in my house. If there was nobody in my house, then cool. But I don't think anybody would be able to watch that. They would probably kill me or crucify me. Or both. One Iron Man match. Yes, you can join as color commentators. That is a possibility. Catherine's lovely. She can be a real pain in the ass when it comes to Hangman Page. But Catherine's lovely. And she's far too horny for someone who really shouldn't be. Glenn, some people have lives to live. Absolutely. But that is Saturday. So we're going to look at the Scottish, part German, part Italian. I'm just a variant of all the things that the English people don't like. Except James. Because James loves me. So, that's Saturday. If you're American, listen close. You might need Google. This doesn't involve a gun. Just saying, very odd the past couple of days. If you are going to watch on Saturday, we just ahead of time, just to be on the safe side, we are going to start a little bit early. We're not going to start at our usual 7:30 UK time. We're going to start at 6 p.m. UK time. We're going to start at 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be a lot easier because we don't know how it's going to affect time-wise. But also, I do want to watch Collision and enjoy it. Especially that Okada versus Oku match. That will kill. That will kill the time continuum for me. Do you think Fletcher has a chance to win? No. I don't think so. Purely because it's the right choice for a #1 contender, but he's not there yet to go for it. 6 p.m. sounds good to me after the football. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the best thing is, we're just going to have fun. There's no stopping us, to quote some music. But before we get to it, just remember, you too can feel some jeopardy along the way. What is Reece Russell jeopardy? Staying alive. Staying alive. Fletcher should win. That's only because it's Hangman as champion. Catherine, you need to think rationally for a change. Even you know Kyle Fletcher should not win at All Out. It's not the right call. You like the sound effects and from Spain, so for you, of course, buenas noches. Here's one that Catherine gets when Tony Khan's on screen. Call the cops. Call the cops. Whenever Tony Khan's on a screen, call the cops. Because you know that Catherine's watching. Call the cops. Because you know that Catherine's ordering her favourite food. It's that time again. Ain't that the truth? Oh, sí, habla español, habla italiano, habla alemán, habla François, habla inglés. The FTR segment was right. Oh yeah, it's so bad. It is so bad. Catherine only sets off Tony Khan, and we don't know how she does it. Yeah. Bon. Yeah. Yeah, something has to be done to present FTR better. It's ridiculous. I'll show you what needs to be done. Because we've got new layouts. So here's one. I'm going to show you what needs to be done. For viewing purposes, this could go wrong. Here's a prime example of what I mean. The best way to improve FTR. This could go wrong. I could get in serious trouble. Muchas gracias, señorita. The best way to deal with this little bald nugget no reason to apologize at all. No problem. We got to deal with the little bald midget. That's the problem. Since the layout lets me do this now, actually, I'm going to fix the layout just a little bit. I can't believe you've asked me that. I can't believe you asked me that. For one, I love that movie. I love that movie. See, Money, you are allowed in this channel for life. For the record, in case you're wondering what that little screen's for, that little part there. This is the part where everybody's going to enjoy the shows going forward. Remove that, remove that, remove that. Bang, bang. Spliff. Don't recommend taking them. Steelchair, motherfucker. Steelcam, motherfuckers. Shazam. There you go. So anytime we've got an image to present, we'll use this one. And whoever's talking, we'll just switch back and forth. So I can go on the smaller side here, or I can go on the bigger one. What can I say? Clone. Yup. And you know what that means.
We do not
We
care.
do not care. We 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 do not care.
No one gives a flying fuck about Eddie Kingston. Do you think AJ Styles is shooting or working? I've seen what people are talking about. That promo. Because again, there was no Raw review this week because I didn't watch. Because I chose to prioritize sleep over it. It's 100% a work. Do you want me to tell you exactly what it is? AJ Styles has got the story that Karrion Kross was meant to get. If you listen to what he said, that is Karrion Kross all over. Not unless they let you. I love Eddie, but his booking made me not care. Honestly, that's fair. I just don't care about him. The minute he does that back fist, I want to laugh. It's like looking at two pigs trying to fight over who doesn't get slaughtered. When Eddie Kingston does a back fist, it's like watching two pigs trying to fight not to get slaughtered. I don't advocate animal cruelty. It's just something that came to mind quickly. Like anytime Stokely Hathaway gets choked out or beaten up on an episode of Dynamite or Collision, I'm okay with that because it's Stokely Hathaway and it's absolutely accepted. If you want to know why FTR are a pointless tag team, there's your answer. Your least favorite wrestler is Kurt Angle. Kind of awkward. He's my second favorite. But again, that's your opinion. That's all right. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Baby back ribs fist. That just sounds so bad. I don't even want to know what that is. The way that you're justifying this, but that's just funny. Let it be known. Let it be absolutely known that Glenn is crazy. I cannot believe Wardlow is injured before having one match. It's funny you bring that up. Because a certain member of this channel community, Fletch, actually, thinks it's Wardlow working because he's going to cost to cash. He's going to get involved at All Out. Now, if that's the case, then we're in for something very interesting. As a sound, sadly not. If I play it, YouTube might interfere because they're insane. But I can't even play those two either, which sucks because I would have played. Give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot. Come on. I'll keep that there short and brief. Styles with the pepperoni pele. Jesus Christ. AJ Styles hitting a back fist is fine. It's Eddie Kingston hitting a back fist. De nada, mi amigos. Do you think Muta would have done good in strong style? Oh, absolutely. If you look at it, Muta basically was a variation of strong style. Just not as aggressive as Nakamura. Nakamura's variant of strong style was aggressive, and that's what you're after. But Muta would have been fine. Especially later years Muta. When he slowed down. Like, even Tajiri slowing down, he would be insane in strong style. Oh, that's got me thinking now. Ooh, strong style Tajiri. That would rule the world. I just want people to enjoy themselves. And to be alright. That's just how it is for me, you know? Catherine's getting upset. It's the horny. Yes, we can get back on topic. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into it. Catherine's favorite wrestler in the world, Hangman Page, kicks off the show versus Josh Alexander. Match starts with both men brawling. I like this. It was a good old-fashioned fight. It was nice as well with Bryan Danielson on commentary as well. He really does add to the match, add to the feel. It's good to see that he's now permanently on the commentary team. I like this. I think that's a really good shout by Tony Khan. That's a lot he deserves praise for. Hangman does steal control of the match, and he does start to work Alexander's body. It does neutralize him completely, but it all goes sour when he goes for the buckshot lariat. He gets intercepted and then gets caught into a German suplex. Josh Alexander hits 2 in the ring. Oi, Catherine, none of that. None of that, you. Josh Alexander hits 2 German suplexes, goes for the trifecta. Yeah, Brian did crush it. And I like that Schiavone isn't on contract. If he's going to be on Collision only, I don't know what the plan is, but if he's going to be on Collision only, I'm okay with that. Bryan Danielson absolutely works well. I actually think Bryan Danielson alongside Nigel McGuinness on some shows would tear the house down. It would be phenomenal. Perfect calling of a wrestling match. Those two are so damn similar, despite one being a babyface, the other being a heel. That is a phenomenal call team if they do it at some point down the line on Collision as well. I'm all for it if that happens. I'm absolutely all for it. But yes, he goes for the triple German suplexes and fails, but because Hangman uses his strength to roll out of the ring. It gets onto the apron, however. Whoa, Zodiac, no. Shivani was great in WCW. Let's not do that. Yes, he's old and perhaps finished now, but Shivani was great in WCW. Like, that man could lead a show with his eyes closed. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. Absolutely, he is a great addition. They've got some good commentators now that they can shuffle the pack. This is what they've lacked for a very long time. It's always been the same sort of stuff. I wonder as well, hear me out. Do you think Bryan Danielson is not Tony Schiavone's replacement? Oh, you thought he was good. Oh, no, he wasn't. No, come on. He was great in WCW. Bear in mind, he had to work alongside fucking Eric Bischoff. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself. For some of his career, obviously. I actually think... I look at, you had... No problem, Tina. Have a great night and happy birthday to you as well for tomorrow. We'll be live again tomorrow, so if you want to pop in, you'll get a birthday from us, a birthday chant from us. Have a good night. Sleep well. Buenas noches. That is... Nah, come on, Zodiac. Mike Tenay was phenomenal. Bobby Heenan was incredible. Like, Larry Zbyszko was awesome. But Tony Schiavone was a fantastic lead commentator. Come on, that's harsh, man. Now, if you said that the Cat was a crack commentator, I absolutely would agree. The other fool that was there at the end of 99 2000, absolutely. But you can't say Tony Schiavone was worse. Ah, come on, man. You know better than that, Zodiac. The German suplex on the apron is successful. Very, very good apron German suplex. Onto the floor, still maintaining the waist grip. Still maintaining a waist grip. Instead of going for the German suplex right beside the steel steps, he drags him back. He drags him back to the entrance stage, like the concrete stage floor. Goes for the German suplex, but Hangman lands on his feet from the suplex attempt. And then he hits a T-bone suplex into the barrier. Very, very well done. And then Hangman starts to work on Alexander, but Alexander does capitalize on one moment. Hangman makes a failed attempt for a Deadeye, rolls through, hits an ankle lock, but he regains control on the apron himself, and then he hits a standing enziguri. Back in the ring again, it's back and forth, good back and forth between both men. It's light work from Hangman at the very end. He hits the buckshot for the win. Grabs the mic and calls out Kyle Fletcher, challenges him to All Out for the World Championship. Even though obviously Fletcher made the challenge, Hangman accepted it with a challenge of his own. And the challenge was simple. No one at ringside, just two men for the world title. And this is the part that makes this segment even better. You've got Don Callis on commentary, doing fantastic work alongside Bryan Danielson here as contrast. He then goes to the back and goes to get Kyle Fletcher. He comes back out, and Don Callis stands on the outside of the ring. He doesn't get in the ring. Listen to exactly this point. He stays outside. Here's something very important. Don Callis has never once done that for Kenny Omega. He never did that for Will Ospreay. And he sure as hell didn't do that for Konosuke Takeshita. Let that sink in. He didn't do it for Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Takeshita, but he did this for Kyle Fletcher. What does that tell you? I'll wait. What does that tell you? What's crazy funny is that Shapiro that owns TKO may have made Vince look positive in terms of coming to business after what that Muppet said. But again, it's still WWE and TKO at fault for what's going on with the prices. But Jesus, that you really expose people when you say shit like that. But yeah, what does that tell you? In a way, what Catherine and Fernando was saying is correct. Don Callis has got so much confidence and so much faith in Kyle Fletcher. He doesn't need to stand in the ring with his guy whilst he's talking to the world champion. He's like, you know what? On you go. He called you out, bald specky. He called you out. And then Hangman got cooked. Yes, Hangman may have won the match, a very good match, about 16 minutes against Josh Alexander. It's about 16 minutes or so. His promo was good. The world champion's promo was good. Kyle Fletcher, on the other hand, his promo was outstanding. Outstanding. Who should be the one to dethrone Hangman, MJF or Fletcher? It should still be, in my opinion, MJF. I like that Kyle Fletcher is getting a title shot. I like he's getting a title shot because he needs to prove himself. But he is not there yet to be world champion. Hangman was technically correct. When Hangman said that Fletcher's not ready, he is right. But he's not ready to not be in a main event. He's just not ready to be world champion. He is correct. Because we've already seen one belt collector in AEW. We don't need a second one. The strength that's coming is good. He's not there yet. And if you think he's ready to be world champion, you need to be patient and look back. I am a Kyle Fletcher fan, and I say it with confidence. He's not ready. That doesn't make him a bad wrestler, by the way. It just means he still knows he's still got a lot to learn. And that's what makes him set apart. Shitman wasn't ready either, and they gave him the belt. I like how the fact that you're going after Bret Hart when Bret Hart was already fully established as a singles talent. You've already lost that argument, Catherine. Fletcher takes the world title. To be fair, Bret held the title for about 230 plus days. His first reign was like 230 days or something like that. Fletcher takes the world title from Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door next year. So you're telling me Will Ospreay's going to win the world title in England and he's going to drop the belt straight away at Forbidden Door? In fact, have they even confirmed if Forbidden Door is before All In or not? Because All In's at Wembley next year. No, Brett's first reign was his first reign was just after SummerSlam. You said shit, man. That's why. Hangman's first title reign was 197 days. And also, he worked his way back to the world title. He was already in there. He wasn't ready for the first match against Jericho, but he was the same as Kyle Fletcher. You meant All In. Oh, that's okay. You look at it in the nutshell. There's learning curves that are very important. Fletcher needs this match and to lose, so he does learn the difference. It doesn't rule him out. This is a good lesson to have. And it will come good for him, because I think in the next 2 years he will be world champion. And I think he'll get a 7 to 10 month reign. I think he will get 7 to 10 months. Unless something goes horribly wrong. And then it's a very short reign. I think he gets 7 to 10 months. Which is actually very good. Catherine, we know you just hate Hangman. You need to be objective. Anyway, Fletcher agrees to the demands set by the world champion. Don Callis stands at ringside laughing at Hangman because he's got no idea what he's just agreed to. Which is even funnier. Absolutely. See, you absolutely get it, my friend. You get it. Don Callis laughs at the fact that Hangman has actually allowed this. Like, that just shows Don Callis just like, I already know this. I just don't care. It's so funny. That's confidence. HBK versus Kevin Nash at Mania. The dominant world champion. Yeah, that was funny, Zodiac. That was funny. Could this set up the return of Mark Davis? Potentially. It could also set up the change in the Don Callis family as well. For all we know, they say Wardlow's injured, but it could be a work. Because we don't know how long Takeshita's going to remain in the family. I do think he is genuinely injured, though. HBK versus Kevin Nash is an interesting one. Because unlike Kevin Nash, Hangman was well and truly over and cheered, whereas in that match, Kevin Nash was just like, he was so 50-50. But then again, HBK had Pamela Anderson beside him, so he was the real babyface in that match. Our second match is roughly 39 minutes into the show. And it's Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura versus Alex Windsor and Riho. Let's call a spade a spade. Can't believe I just used that phrase for this moment. Actually, you know what I'm going to put on screen first? I want to put something on screen first of all. We all miss Jay White. Catherine is absolutely correct. What was worse, this women's tag or the hook segment? This women's tag match. because I actually think for the first time in a long time, Hook actually said something that actually has meaning and relevance. This tag match was, you could genuinely go to the bathroom and you won't miss anything, figuratively and literally. But this match does start with Mercedes Moné being angry because Alex Windsor again interrupts the CEO dance in the middle of the ring. Why is this becoming a thing? I'm sorry, but this is horse shit. Not even funny, not even cool. And see, the worst thing, and this is what I think is really awkward for Mercedes Moné, and this is a genuine comment to her. This is not me insulting her or making fun of her in any way. But see the people who call her cringe for how she reacts. I think Hook's going to have his own little faction soon, or he's going to join an existing faction. You know how Mercedes Moné reacted when Windsor interrupted her entrance? You know how people conveniently just love to belittle anything Mercedes Moné does? See the face she makes. I've seen people saying that's just a cringe reaction. This woman can't win. Figuratively. She can't seem to win when it comes to an online fan-based discussion. You may as well just tape her mouth shut. I'm not advocating this, by the way. I'm just saying that considering what is going on with her, you may as well. Because this just isn't funny anymore. Like, you can make a joke and a laugh about Mercedes Moné, right? In a good way. But this seems to be becoming a concern on a different level. And I'd love to know what you guys think about this, because I'm just being genuine. She can't seem to win. Like, I don't know how she can change that. I actually don't. I would love to know what you guys think. I'd love to know if you guys disagree with me. But the minute that Alex Windsor interrupted her entrance, people were clipping that reaction and they were calling it cringe. And if you don't believe me, you can go and look. Because it's up there. But yeah, so this match starts with Rio and Windsor gaining early control on Sakura. They force him to outside the ring, and again, Mercedes Moné, reaction-wise, she's forced to react again to the dynamics of the match, which is actually quite good. Sakura does regain some control. She uses a sunset flip pin combination that she actually invokes on Rio and Windsor to force a change, and then she hits a leg trap double bow and arrow submission that she wrenches them back, which is really, really nice by Sakura. After that, Sakura's a waste of space in this one. Mercedes tags in, absolutely ruins Rio with the drop kicks and the running Meteora. Tags back in Sakura. We get a little bit of tea sipping taunting, which does piss off the crowd. Back from a break, Mercedes tags in, puts Rio in a headlock. Windsor is reaching out, but she can't get back to her. And again, we get another Meteora. Rio hits a head scissor. Short break, then hits Sakura, rolls through, evades Mercedes Moné's overhook, tags in Windsor, who does a misdirection shoulder tackle and goes for the sharpshooter. But Mercedes breaks out. Up against the ropes. She's got her hanging, then we got a double foot stomp. Really impressive double foot stomp from Rio when she tags in. We get a running drop kick on a seated Mercedes for a 2 count. And that was actually not too bad there. This match was terrible. The sad thing is, this had good spots. It's just terrible. Mercedes again tags back out. Sakura tags in, and this is where it gets really hilarious. Mercedes Moné helps Sakura to do an assisted senton bomb. God almighty. That was ridiculously shit. Rio gets back up, hits a rolling driver, then a single-legged Boston Crab. And Windsor traps Mercedes Moné between the ropes and hits a sharpshooter, prevents her from breaking the submission, and we get a submission win for Rio and Windsor, who's preparing for her match at All Out for the TBS title. Backstage, Renee Paquette, or Renee Packet Crisps, is there with Ricochet and GOA. Ricochet, cocky little ball bugger that he is, proposes a challenge to Shelton Benjamin ahead of their match that neither member of their factions come out to ringside, which is accepted. That's true. We get a video package of Copeland and Cage before their match against FTR. Lots of records are spewed out. Stokely calls this bullshit. He's not wrong. He calls the whole thing bullshit and declares that at All Out, FTR, the greatest tag team in the world, are going to beat Copeland and Cage. To which point, Mr. doesn't get any holes, gets berated by the live crowd. She's a little bit of both, Maria. She's a very good wrestler, but her relationship definitely does help her a little bit. It does. She's a good wrestler, though. She's worked for it, but you know that her relationship will have a little bit of an impact. I would say it's 70% push, deserve, 30% will, if I'm being honest. Dax Harwood gets so angry at the fans, he gets in their faces, challenges any one of them to step up to FTR. And then in a shock, yeah, she's good in like terms of like Rev Pro and Progress and all that stuff. In a shock twist, Cash Wheeler does not have a gun, but he does punch the production crew and the camera guy, probably because he was not looking at any women. Camera guy, standard. He's too busy being employed by the SWA. In the meantime, whilst they're trying to break up the fight between the production crew and FTR, we get a little interview from Renee Packet Crisps with the Hurt Syndicate. Shelton Benjamin is the gold standard. It was lame. Shelton Benjamin's backstage segment, very good. Short and sweet. Shelton Benjamin is happy to accept no one at ringside. This guy is jacked. This is probably the best shape Benjamin's been in a very long time, and his mic work is really good. And I like the MVP and Bobby Lashley. You know what? Happy to oblige. Ricochet makes his entrance first. Absolutely, FTR is, and it's their own fault. Yeah, he does. He does. Ricochet makes his entrance first. Cue the ball chants. Shelton Benjamin comes out, goes to the far left corner. Ricochet on the far right. Bell rings. Benjamin's looking at the referee far too long. Shelton's a vampire. That's a good way to put it. He's like Keanu Reeves. He doesn't age. He looks at the referee far too long, gets caught with a running single-legged dropkick, which knocks him down. He gets back up and he gets hit with a second one, which really angers Benjamin. Outside the ring, of course, he rolls out. He's a little bit angry, but Ricochet, no time, does his running inverted plancha, rolls Benjamin back into the ring and then hits a springboard 450 splash. Gets a 2 count. Shelton Benjamin at this point is now well and truly pissed off. And the crowd are fully behind it because they start chanting, "You fucked up," to which Bryan Danielson completely agrees with the crowd. Ricochet at this point gets back to his feet as he was sitting down in the corner. but Benjamin hits him with a running knee and then throws him to the outside of the ring. Sup, Fletch? Back in the ring, Ricochet hits a springboard clothesline. Actually, hold on, let me rephrase that. We got a drop toe hold first from Ricochet, and Benjamin hits his face on the announce table. He then does a running drop kick, puts him back in the ring, hits his springboard clothesline, and proceeds to stomp on him. Yeah, it certainly has been. This is where I'm going to start critiquing the AEW fans. And I've just removed 2,831 characters because, again, we don't need those notes anymore. This is where I'm going to really both critique the crowd and also laugh at the crowd. So he does some stomps on him. Then he puts him in the corner. This is Ricochet on Shelton Benjamin. He starts to do stomps. And the crowd start spelling out the word bald. Which is a little bit funny. But then they make it cringe. For the first time at the 2300 arena, under AEW's residency is what I'm looking for, the AEW crowd became a WWE crowd. The AEW fans, for about 2 minutes, became a WWE crowd. And it's not because of the spelling out bald. That was funny. I found that quite funny. It's when you start going, let's go bald, bald guy sucks. They're both bald, you absolute spanners. This is WWE pish that I don't like. Because when every other company does it, it's just as bad. This was horrible. That's why this show doesn't even get close to it. It isn't even a 10 or a 9.5. That's half a mark. The other half a mark is later on in the show. But this was genuinely embarrassing. Ricochet proceeds to chop Shelton Benjamin before Benjamin hits one back with a receipt. Ricochet then rolls through from an overhead chop, hits a running knee, then goes for a 630 splash, but fails. And instead, he hits a kneeling ripcord knee strike for a 2 count, which Abu would absolutely go crazy for. Again, Shelton Benjamin, his emotions are getting the worst of him in this match. He's so angry, and that allows Ricochet to maintain control. Back and forth between the two of them. We then get multiple German suplexes from Shelton Benjamin, then his dragon super kick, as he would call it. At this point, of course, after he hits the second one, the gates of agony do appear. We do get a distraction, then we get the headbutt, and then Ricochet rolls up Benjamin for the pin. And true to their word, MVP and Bobby Lashley at this point have not appeared. The minute the bell rings, then comes the Hurt Syndicate, and we get a brawl between all these tag teams ahead of their match at All Out. Chef's kiss. Apart from that stupid chant, that was good. That was really good. We're now down to 1,490 characters, so it is coming down. Like I say, it's coming down. The minute I get to zero characters, no words left, show's going to end. We're at an hour 25 in. Yeah, that match was great. Speaking of great matches, we did get the Hook segment. I just want to say that Hook segment was spot on. Whatever his story is going to be, whoever he's going to join, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not sure what to expect going forward from Hook because, again, Hook's been stop-start for a long time. There's something here for him. I just want to see. And this one's just for Catherine. What's up, Abu? There you go, Catherine. Check. Mate. I edited that one, by the way. I'm expecting him to turn heel. He's going to ruin the... I'm expecting him to destroy the ops with someone. A family gathering is okay, my friend. Don't you worry. And we're all okay, mate. Don't worry, but the mind is fragile. You just gotta let it simmer. Now, for my personal enjoyment, this is staying on the screen. Backup. What do you need backup for? I'm loving the fact that StreamYard lets me use notes. Because now, after being at 5,000 characters for the first couple of matches, we've got two matches left and 1,490 characters of writing left. That's 268 words. Hook and Hammerstone? Maybe. But that could mean MJF too. Potentially. We'll see. We get the Philly street fight coming to the ring first. Again, why? Is the Women's World Champion Toni Storm with a Sandman entrance. She's drinking beer. She's got a kendo stick. This was really well done. She's got the all red like on her lipstick and her face to show some carnage. Yeah, Hook, Hammerstone, MJF is what I'm thinking. And I'm not against that. That works. Let's see. You missed us starting the review talking about Josh Alexander versus Hangman. We've done some segment recaps. We've also done the women's tag match that was absolutely dreadful. We've done a little bit of a recap on the Hook segment. Now we're doing the women's street fight. So that's where we're at. But if you are watching, please do like, share, and subscribe. Please do share this stream. I would really appreciate it. And let's keep us going. What do you mean I'm being bad? This is a great show, and I've removed 3,510 characters from my notes because we don't need them anymore. And we did the Ricochet versus Benjamin match too. And actually, no, to be fair, Roy Sheen, you also missed the pay-per-view show on Saturday. Yeah, I retweeted on my Twitter. On Saturday, the pay-per-view show for the Steelchair Wrestling Alliance, which starts at 6 p.m. UK time, the CPU will control all the matches. The TV matches, I will control. Pay-per-view will be fully CPU. So I'll get to commentate on Saturday, which is fun. The win picture was funny. The promo was excellent. I love the fact he absolutely cooked his wife for this. Just to prove how much he hates Mark Briscoe. I thought that was hilarious. But yes, back to this Philly street fight. Both women come out with kendo sticks. Skye Blue. She's found her feet at last. She did well. She did well. The match does start again at the entrance ramp. Both of them just smacking each other. Loved it. We do get an early advantage from Toni Storm. Weapons galore. She beats him up with a road sign, a stop sign, a kendo stick, a tray. And then the mistake happens. Toni Storm makes a fatal error. She misses a hip attack, gets her arse stuck between the ropes, and then Skye Blue staples her arse. Then she staples her nipples. Then she goes for the regions beneath pain and desert. So many staples. And then Toni Storm gets one back and staples Skye Blue's ass. There was a lot of stapling in this match. A lot of stapling. Was it a bit overkill? Maybe. Is it a little bit overkill? Yes. Was it enjoyable? Absolutely. But I digress. We move on. We also get, at this point, after the tables, we do get a 2 count. And then Skye Blue, on a VHS tape, she hits a DDT on Toni Storm. Oh, absolutely. He will enjoy it. Skye Blue hits a DDT on Toni Storm on a VHS tape. We then get a barrier brawl, both women fighting on the barrier, which I really liked. I thought that was excellent. Full control from Toni Storm at the end after Skye Blue does win the exchange, but she takes too much time taunting and celebrating that she gets sweeped. Toni Storm then unveils a mousetrap table. Skye Blue gets one of her fingers trapped in the table. And then goes to rip her apart, to which point Skye Blue counters Toni Storm. She tries to Storm Zero through the table, but it gets caught in a super kick, then a power bomb. The table unfortunately didn't break, but the damage is still done. In the ring, it's more weapons galore, more violence between the two. And then eventually a steel chair is introduced into the match. Toni Storm hits the Storm Zero on the chair, well, on Skye Blue, on the chair for the win. Cue the Triangle of Madness that come out and just destroys the champion. We go backstage. There's a lot of women on the show because we do get a segment with Harley Quinn's favorite nemesis, Harley Cameron, and we get Willow Nightingale. Harley Cameron singing to Willow Nightingale. She's trying to convince Statlander that she's a good person. See, when I told you months ago that Statlander is going to turn heel and she's going to do it against Harley Cameron, this segment proves my point. That sweetheart is going to get mugged. And I'm here for it. By which point, with 752 characters left, it's your main event, $500,000 10-man tag match. Before the match starts, Bryan Danielson, during the Bucks entrance, he's been told he is not allowed to abandon any of the matches. You're damn right I'm the Oracle. But I don't need to steal people's lives to do it. Bryan Danielson announces that he has been told he is not allowed to abandon the commentary desk during any matches that includes the Death Riders. He's not allowed to get involved, otherwise he will be fired on the spot. I actually like that. There's some jeopardy. The Ops and the tag team champions Brodito, which I called, they make their way. Bandito and Nick Jackson starts the match. Nick Jackson, for the first 2 minutes of the match, is just doing multiple attempts at a roll-up or backslide pins just to force some control. This is good wrestling from the Bucks here. Yeah, unless he's physically provoked, I'm happy with. I do like the constant use of the roll-ups here. The funny thing is, you think Wardlow's injuries are working. I told you Fletch thinks it. Wardlow being the one that resorts to Takeshita being out the faction is still pretty weak. But it's going to lead to a lot. And the fact that Mascara's in this anyway is just plain funny. It should be Oku, Takeshita, Okada. Wardlow and nothing just stands tall. Wardlow needs to Okada needs to stay as champion for a while. I would like Okada to get to 600 days, then lose it. The thing about Wardlow, 50-50 or not, Wardlow is just... he's a strange one. He really is. And yet, the Young Bucks doxing themselves was absolutely hilarious. Grow a dick, Fletch, for the first time. The only thing is, though, is you're getting rid of Takeshita for what reason? Okada's not part of the Callis family. Oh yeah, he'll be in that picture soon. Tina's back to ask a question, if you don't mind me asking. How did the name the Weekly Steelchair come to your head? And I'm going, I didn't even come up with it, funnily enough. Babyface run of Takeshita. We'll see. That dethrone should be much later. It's not there yet. Nah, Okada's just like... he's just associated to them. He's like on loan. He's like on loan with the Don Callis family. Fletcher can rise, but not to be a world champion. Not yet. Takeshita, on the other hand, is ready, but Takeshita's got a bigger prize to win first. That's the difference. And Fletcher's going to remain a heel. He'll never turn babyface again. Anyway, moving on. Multiple roll-ups. Bandito does get a little bit of a bounce back and then tags in Brody King. Brody absolutely batters both Bucks. And then Wheeler Yuta tags in. He hits a backbreaker on the recently tagged back in Bandito. And then in comes Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe locks in a rolling knee bar and then proceeds to just jab the shit out of Wheeler Yuta. Shibata tags in. Yuta tags Claudio after he recovers. There's a sleeper hold, then we got a 10-man brawl in the ring, which is actually not too bad. Bandito Classic does his springboard moonsault assisted from Brody King. He does that on the Bucks, and then he hits a frog splash for 2. And then the match ends with Bandito goes for the 21 plex on Nick Jackson. It fails. They go for the Meltzer driver. It fails. Then again, Bandito goes for a running high Hurricane Rana from the ropes, but it gets caught out. And then we get an assisted pin combination from the Bucks for the free. They claim the money and then run, taunting Bandito. Brody King behind them just beats the piss out of them. And then that brawl breaks out. The Ops brawl with the Death Riders. We get into the ring. It's the Death Riders and Hobbs on their own. Cue Darby Allin. Darby runs out. Darby hits the coffin drop. Obviously, we've got that coffin match next week, which should generally be excellent. All well and good. This is what we've got. That's fine. Then a masked figure attacks Darby from behind, and it's the ultimate pussy, Daniel Garcia. And he beats the shit out of Darby. He locks him in the sharpshooter position, or for him, the Dragon Tamer. No worries, Roy Sheen, we will see you tomorrow. He goes to lock him in the Dragon Tamer, but instead he stays standing. Then he does like the Danielson arms up and then face smash into the mat. Good move on Darby, and then continues to attack him. The problem is, that should have been the end of the show. After you've drove his face into the mat, you should have went to black. Because that's already got the crowd hooked. You didn't need to do anything else. Just go to black. But no, they continue to let Daniel Garcia continue to attack him, wasting the time. So whilst the honor distracts you, I'll hold it true. They overdid this. That's why Daniel Garcia sucks balls. That's why he sucks ass. That's why he sucks on the mic. That's why he sucks at wrestling. Because he doesn't get it. And it doesn't matter if you pair him with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley can't save Daniel Garcia. A blind lawyer from Hell's Kitchen, fictional character, can't save Daniel Garcia. A Thanos snap on the universe cannot save Daniel Garcia. So this show is a 9 out of 10. But Daniel Garcia can fuck off. Boom, daddy, boom. And if you want to put it even better, Daniel Garcia, put me in the ring with you and this happens. And then this. And then the crowd will do this for me. Whilst they do this to you. And then finally, we just kill it off. I don't think it'll be for the contract, but I think it would work. He did. That's the funny thing, Catherine. He did miss the stomp because he's a brain-dead, buzz-cut, boring bastard. He's too smart. There's nothing for it regardless. Garcia couldn't even cost £1. Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to come to. The funny thing is, though, is it's a good theory. There's just one problem. Bingo. And also, Daniel Garcia is thick as mince. And he will never get over. He will never get over by the crowd. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. This would ruin him. This would ruin his legacy. See, for that alone, Hangman's back on the screen now. I don't think so. The first part, maybe. The second part, absolutely. This coffin match is perfect to send Mox on his long, well-deserved vacation. Yeah, 3 days. And then he'll come back for Dynamite. Yeah, I remember it. I haven't forgotten. Because Orange Cassidy was there. That Muppet is going to... I bet he'll be in the coffin. I'm calling this now as a potential. Orange Cassidy will be in there. He'll be in that coffin. If Hook gets pushed, depending on how he gets in one way, I've got no issue with that, provided we see something. Since when? Since when? He's never been a good wrestler. He's never been a good wrestler. The closest he came to good was before he actually debuted in AEW, when he was on the Indies. Anyone who compared Garcia to a young Danielson 3 years ago, I'm sorry, please get your head examined. I would like it to be. I don't think it will be. As much as I would like that, I would rather it be a heel Kenny Omega. But I can't wait for him to return. He needs to come back and win a title. Like, he has to win a title when he comes back. And it needs to be a singles title. But yeah, so there you go. 1 hour, 48 minutes, and we have reviewed AEW Dynamite. Wow. That's what you call fun. Jay dethrones Hangman, and it'll be when MJF cashed in to steal from Jay. Throwback when Jay stole MJF's world title. Yeah, but he stole it, but he never won it. This would be totally different stealing, though. This would be stealing the win, not stealing the belt. And also, remember, that can't happen. Are you forgetting that when he uses that cash-in contract, he has to give the winner a week's notice? He can't do an impromptu cash-in. It's not like Christian Cage. The rules were changed. He has to give the winner an advance notice. Or the champion an advance notice, I should say. Unless he said, well, I'm actually going to take whoever wins the match, I'm going to cash in. If he does that, then that does work. But that's about it. That's the only way it could work. If he was to say, I don't care who the winner of the world title match is, I'm cashing in my contract, I'm going to leave this pay-per-view as world champion. If he does that, then that actually is eligible. Can you see AJ Lee winning the IC Women's Championship? Considering the fact that now she's signed a multi-year selling her soul contract, yeah, I think she will, because you know what this means. AJ Lee's going to drop the belt to Lyra Valkyria. Let's light it up. Lose my belt, light it up. Lose my belt, lose my belt. Actually, that's a much better song. If I don't get any laughs or applause for that, I hate you all. I'm just kidding. be fair, she did have a few decent matches, but I agree. If she returns to Team Up with her, I swear I won't watch it. I didn't watch NXT, but I've seen who they brought back for NXT. The only one that actually stands out is Tyler Breeze. I need to write it. Light it up, light it up. Where's my belt? Where's my belt? Let's light it up. Where's my belt? Where's my belt? But I'm making notifications for his channel. You're very welcome, Zodiac. The Ring of Honor card does look good, yeah. So does the TNA card, actually. I'll be watching both. We'll do both tomorrow. And then Saturday, pay-per-view show. 6 p.m. UK time. So, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 hour 52 minutes, I bid you all a good night. But before we do that, I want to do one thing first. Not just saying thank you, but we've got to end the show the right way. We can't just jump into a goodbye video. We need to let this happen first.
I want Spider-Man!
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in.
Reece Russell,
I believe in.
Reece Russell,
Cause you love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in.
Reece Russell,
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
He seems to have come out of nowhere to answer the prayers of the city, just when all hope seemed to be lost.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
We certainly do. And with that, see you tomorrow, folks. See you tomorrow. Safe dreams, safe plans. Good night. And today, our time comes to an end. This has been another exciting stream. Thank you very much for watching. And also, remember, if you get cracked over the head with a steel chair, you're not going to get concussion. You're just going to come back here. Goodbye.